Hi everyone, I'm Logan. Welcome back to the channel. It's been a while since I've had a video, but what are you gonna do? This video is one that I intended on doing a long time ago now. If you don't follow my channel, which you probably don't, this is the legacy build that I built in December of 2016, and I uploaded the video to my channel in February, I think. So it's been a while. I haven't done anything with it since. It has sat here collecting dust. So now what this build is supposed to be is it's supposed to be a bit of a museum piece of old hardware that was around from the 2005 to 2006 era of time, and it was all the best of the best that you could get at the time. Inside is an AMD Athlon 64X2 4800 Plus in a 939 socket with 4 GB of DDR memory, along with 2 GeForce 7900 GTX video cards in SLI. The thing is, or would have been, a beast. Now if you go back and watch the video where I actually put the thing together, you might see that I have a few issues making the build, particularly with the case. It's an Antec P180, and I, at the end of it, was less than pleased with my experience in it. Now, I wasn't around in 2005 when all of this stuff was brand new. Well, I was alive, but I wasn't a PC gamer. So maybe I'm a little bit spoiled in what I expect from my PC case when I'm building in it. But this, I'm not happy with. There's just no room in here. All this stuff is in the way. This basement divider's in the way, this fan mount is in the way, these drive cages are in the way. I mean, you see how my cables are done. This is my 4-pin CPU going right across the top of the build. These video cards cannot breathe at all. They idle at temperatures that other cards are under load, even when on air. And while you're in game, before you even know it, both these cards have shot up to 80 degrees each. So there needs to be more airflow, more room, a big change in case. Or at least the inside of the case, which is what I will be doing. I'm going to drill out all this garbage that's in the way, because it doesn't need to be there. I don't need any of this. This divider doesn't have to be there for any reason. Put some fans in the front, get some air coming in. Water cool the CPU and the GPUs, get some universal water blocks from EK, they'll work wonderfully fine. Get a brand new power supply that's modular that I can put some custom sleeved cables on so it looks really nice. No, it won't be old like the rest of the build, but you really probably shouldn't be using a 10-year-old power supply anyway, so I'm not going to sweat it. But in the meantime, we'll do what I was going to do originally and benchmark this PC as it is and see just how well it does what it's supposed to do. We'll run 3D Mark 06 as well as the original Crysis, and that should give us a good look at the numbers that this thing is able to push out. So let me get this set up and I'll see you in just a second. Okay, we're just going to do the point the camera at the screen thing. Here is our temperatures right now for the GPUs. They are in the 60s at idle. That is bad, but that's what you get for having a case with no airflow in it. They are in SLI here, as you can see in just a moment. Yep, SLI. Just a little bit of proof. And so it will run 3D Mark here. We have the resolution of the monitor, 4x anti-aliasing. We will run all of the tests that we can. The only one we can't do is this HDR one, and I'm not sure what hardware you would require to be able to run that test, but whatever we have here can't. So it'll take over 10 minutes to do apparently, so we're going to run the test here. I have all of my information down here so I can watch this as we go. This temperature is going to shoot way up as the test goes on, but we'll skip to the end here after a little bit so that we can get right to the results. So Okay, so I've run the test, and apparently I'm not allowed a result because I can't run the HDR one, but I can't. It won't let me choose it. To obtain the 3D Mark score, you need to run all graphics and CPUs tests supported by your hardware. Okay, whatever. The first graphics score is 3287. The CPU score is 1767. Is that good? I don't know. Well, that was interesting. So let's move on to an actual game. Something that, you know, that we know will... Whoops. That we know will give us an accurate representation of how well this computer runs games by, you know, running a game. Okay, so we're in Crysis. We are getting 300 FPS in the menu. That's pretty good. Wouldn't you say so? I'd say so. So we'll come to graphics. We'll leave VSync off, full screen, 1050, anti-aliasing. We want 4 times. Advanced, we want... Oh, we can't do very high. We're just not allowed. We straight up can. Alright. Well, we'll do high then. Motion blur we'll leave off. Motion blur is dumb. Apply that. Just one last look at. Did it change every... I don't want optimal settings. I want... Yeah, high settings. No, I want object quality high. Off. High, 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 high. High, 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 off. Okay. There's what I want. So we're here in the opening cutscene. There's not even anything on screen yet, and we're at 20 FPS. This isn't going to go well for Legacy, is it? Poor Legacy. Can't keep up. Oh, that FPS drop. This is brutal. And you need to keep in mind, the year before, I mean, Crysis is by no means the pushover. Obviously, can it run Crysis? But this game only came out a year after these cards, and I have 2 of the most powerful cards in the world when they were released. And they can't run a title that only came out the following year. It's crazy. I'm gonna keep going with it on on high. It's not very high. It's only high. This isn't even very high. This is only high. Unless these start creeping up to 90, I'm gonna let the gameplay keep going for a little bit. But then we'll see how many FPS we get gained by dropping the quality significantly. Okay, so we're 15. Playable. It's playable. Don't tell me it's not playable. Don't tell me you can't play this. We'll see how it is when we're actually moving and like shooting at enemies. Because that could be a very different story. Alright, we crashed into the water. We are still at 13, 12, 11, 12 FPS. It feels like it's taking a long time to get there, too. So yeah, 27900 GTX, 15 FPS in Crysis, with high settings. Let's at least get to the first couple of enemies. I don't want to go very far doing this. Oh, it's hard to aim even. Oh, duh, it's hard to aim. There's 14 FPS. But still. There'll be two guys here. Where are they? There they are. Oh, hit him. I can't even aim. Oh, that was terrible. Down below 10. I'm gonna die. I'm gonna die from the FPS. Killed by FPS. There's one down. There we are. I survived. Okay. Yeah, that was pretty bad. Let's try reloading with not high settings. Can we get away with medium? I don't know if we'll, can we get away with medium? Apparently that turned off. So that was with the AA off. Fly it. Medium. Motion blur still off. Medium, 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 medium. Please don't break. See, why is it turning the anti-aliasing off? Okay, whatever. So I can't turn it on. That's alright. So we moved on to medium. Much, much better. We've gained about 10 FPS is what we have. Because we're on to 24 now. We'll probably dip around 20 then once we actually start shooting guys. So let's get there pretty quick. Speed. Yeah, just going down the sights sometimes stops the game. Well, that went much better than the last time. Really drops when you start putting those lighting particle effects up there, though. Let's move on ahead to the next area. Going into the woods after Aztec, and it is getting choppy. There's a lot of foliage to take care of here. Here's where the cutscene will play out, I think, right? Yeah. Well, medium is definitely not as playable as it could be. And we're just going to skip the cutscene because I want to get to where the sun is up here. Well, I thought it was going to get a little worse once we got to where the sun is out and we're actually rendering in a big open area, but it's about the same, which is still bad. Where'd you go? Hit him. Alright, took everyone out. Except maybe the boat. So medium, I'll be honest, if I could have played this at this frame rate in 2007 when I didn't know better, I probably would have. Although, what I would have been is I would have been on low, so we'll see how low goes. Put everything on low, which is all these 2 cards can handle. 2 cards can only handle low. Low, 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 low. There. Oh yeah, check that out. Look at that, 40-60 FPS. And look how good this looks. Look at this beautiful grass. Did they actually make it brown for the low setting? I can't tell. It looks terrible. This looks bad. Like, this actually looks bad. Man, low settings is nothing to screw around with. I'm getting 30 FPS though. There's no sun. Like, the sun's actually gone. Don't shoot me. Where's the guy who shot the flare? So there's how Legacy runs. It can run Crysis, just not very well. I'm a little disappointed. I figured that I could at least get, you know, medium at 30 FPS, but not really. I could get low at 30 FPS, but not medium. So that just goes to show how truly notorious this game is. But it's running Heaven at 25 FPS, and it whited it out. Okay. GPUs are 80 degrees. Thank you for watching. Oh. Yeah, something went wrong. Thank you for watching. I just stopped it for now, but thank you for watching. I will have one more video with Legacy whenever I actually decide to do the whole project thing that I'm going to do. I don't know when I'm going to do it, but I want to paint it. I want to paint the outside. I want to paint the inside. I want to get all that stuff in the way out of it. I kind of want to change the hardware. I kind of want to change the motherboard and the graphics cards and the CPU. I want to bring everything up one more year to this game's release date. So I might do that. I'm thinking about doing that. But in the meantime, if you want to see more PC and PC gaming videos, please subscribe to the channel. I would really appreciate it. Like the video if you liked it. Share it with your friends if you thought it was interesting. And I'll see you around.